You have been told all your life that you must work, strive, and struggle to gain success. You have been told that wealth belongs to the few, that prosperity is a result of effort, and that the world rewards only those who fight for it. Yet I tell you, all that you have been told is only the shadow of truth. The secret lies not in effort, but in awareness. The key to wealth and success does not rest in the outer world of circumstance, but in the invisible realm within you. Man's true riches are born not of his labor, but of his consciousness. The world you see is only a mirror reflecting what you are conscious of being. The house you live in, the clothes you wear, the people you meet, and the opportunities that come to you are all outpictured forms of your inner assumptions. You can never attract that which you are not conscious of being. All that comes to you, you have summoned through your own unseen beliefs. There is a hidden technique, ancient, simple, and divine, that opens the floodgates of wealth and success to anyone who dares to apply it. This is not a technique of begging or hoping, not an appeal to something outside yourself, but a deliberate awakening to the creative power within you. It is a sacred act of assuming the state of the wish fulfilled until it feels natural, until it is so real within you that it no longer feels like imagination, but fact. To attract wealth instantly, you must understand that wealth is not a thing, it is a state of consciousness. When you say, "I want to be rich," you are confessing that you are not rich. Desire in itself is a beautiful thing, but if it remains only desire, it will never manifest. Desire is the seed, but imagination is the womb that brings it forth. When you claim within yourself, "I am wealthy," and persist in that assumption, you are planting the seed in the fertile ground of your subconscious, and just as surely as night follows day, that seed will grow, unseen, until it bears fruit in your external world. The hidden technique is to feel from the end, to occupy the state of your fulfilled desire now. Close your eyes and withdraw your attention from the world that seems so real. Forget the bills, forget the lack, forget the struggle. Feel within yourself the satisfaction, the calm assurance, the joy that would be yours if you already possess the wealth you desire. Feel it so vividly that your mind accepts it as true. You are not pretending, you are claiming your divine right to be what you wish to be. When you assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, your inner world shifts immediately. And though the outer world may still appear unchanged, the invisible currents of life have already moved. Everything necessary for the realization of your assumption is set in motion by unseen hands. The people, circumstances, and events that will carry you to your fulfillment are drawn to you as if by magnetic force. It may appear as coincidence, but it is law. The law responds not to your words, but to your feeling. You cannot fool the law by saying, "I am rich," while inwardly feeling poor. It responds only to your dominant state of consciousness. So you must persist in the feeling that wealth is already yours, even when the evidence of the senses denies it. You must deny the evidence of lack and affirm the reality of abundance. The instant you accept the feeling of abundance as real within you, the world begins to reshape itself around that feeling. This is the mystery. The world is plastic to your inner imagining. It bends, reshapes, and reforms itself to reflect what you are conscious of being. The so-called instant manifestation happens not because the world outside suddenly changes, but because your inner state shifts so completely that your experience of reality is transformed. You are not the victim of fate, you are the maker of your fortune. Every state of consciousness has its own level of wealth, success, and opportunity. To rise to a higher level, you need only assume that state as yours. You need not fight against the old. Simply withdraw attention from it and give your energy to the new. For that which you ignore dies from lack of attention, and that which you feed with feeling grows stronger every day. The technique is hidden only because men look for it in books, in rituals, and in the opinions of others. It cannot be found there. It lies quietly within the stillness of your imagination. You do not need to beg for wealth. You need only awaken to the fact that you are the source of it. Your imagination is the divine creative power that forms everything seen and unseen. When you imagine yourself to be wealthy, successful, and fulfilled, and feel the reality of it, you are calling into being the very thing you seek. Let no one deceive you by saying that imagination is fantasy. Everything you now see was once imagined. The chair you sit upon, the room around you, the device in your hand, all were first ideas held in consciousness. Imagination clothes ideas with form. And when you realize that this same power works through you, you will understand that you are the creator of your world. When you rise in the morning, before you speak a word or touch the world of form, close your eyes and enter the silence. Feel yourself already living in the state you desire. If wealth is your aim, see yourself surrounded by the symbols of it, the freedom, the ease, the gratitude that comes with it. Hear the sounds of it, feel the texture of it, and let it be so real to you that you no longer doubt it. Do not wait for the outer world to confirm it. Feel it now, for feeling is the secret doorway to creation. Every night as you lie in bed, review your day not as it happened, but as it would have happened if you were already the person you wish to be. Rewrite the scenes of your day in your mind's eye. If someone rejected you, imagine instead that they congratulated you. If you face lack, imagine abundance. Make your inner world a mirror of your fulfilled desire. As you persist in this nightly act of imagination, your subconscious mind accepts it as truth and reproduces it in your waking world. This technique is not about forcing results. It is about surrender, surrendering to the reality of your inner vision. You do not need to know how your wealth will appear. The how is not your concern, the feeling is. The bridge of incidents will unfold naturally, leading you step by step to your goal. You may meet new people, stumble upon opportunities, or experience what seems like luck, but all of it will be the outpicturing of your inner state. Do not mistake time for delay. Time is only the gentle unfolding of your assumption into visibility. The seed planted today may not show itself tomorrow, but it is growing nonetheless. Doubt is the only thing that can uproot it. If you can remain faithful to your inner conviction, no power on earth can prevent its fulfillment. The world is a mirror, forever reflecting what you assume to be true. When you look at your bank account and see lack, and you feel discouraged, you are only reinforcing that reflection. The way to change it is not to fight the numbers, but to change the image within you that produced them. Withdraw attention from what is, and give it to what you wish to be. You cannot serve two masters. You cannot serve poverty and wealth at once. Choose this day whom you will serve. When you persist in the feeling of abundance, even in the face of seeming lack, the world must conform. It has no choice, for the outer world has no life of its own. It is animated only by your assumptions. You are the dreamer of the dream, and the dream changes only when the dreamer awakens to his power. This hidden technique has worked for every great success. Whether they knew it or not, those who seem to possess an unshakable confidence, who attract wealth with ease, are simply living from the feeling of success. They may call it belief, faith, or mindset, but it is the same principle. They have accepted within themselves the state they wish to experience and have lived from it until it became real. If you would change your life, begin now. Take a single desire, something that stirs your heart, and imagine that it is already accomplished. Feel the joy of it, the freedom, the satisfaction. Let it fill you completely until you cannot tell where imagination ends and reality begins. Then go about your day in quiet confidence, knowing that the unseen hand of your imagination is molding the world in your image. Whenever doubts arise, return to your inner feeling. When the world tells you that it is impossible, close your eyes and remind yourself, it is already done. Do not waver, for the law is faithful. What you assume to be true within will eventually appear without. Remember, it is not your action that creates wealth, but your consciousness. Action follows belief. When your inner state changes, your actions flow naturally, without struggle or effort. You will find yourself inspired, guided, and compelled by a wisdom greater than the conscious mind. You will act, but it will be effortless action, the kind that produces results without strain. To attract success instantly, you must learn to live as though your success were already complete. Walk as one who possesses it. Speak with the tone of one who has achieved it. Let every thought, every emotion, every gesture reflect your new identity. The instant you occupy that new state, your reality begins to rearrange itself. It is not a future event. It is an immediate shift in vibration, in awareness, in identity. You are not becoming wealthy. You are awakening to the wealth that has always been within you. You are not reaching for success. You are remembering your inherent power to shape reality. The world outside is nothing more than the shadow cast by your inner light. When that light changes, the shadow changes also. There is no distance between you and what you desire. There is only the illusion of separation created by thought. The moment you feel yourself to be what you wish to be, the illusion dissolves and the two become one. That is the instant manifestation, the merging of desire and fulfillment into a single awareness. Everything responds to your inner state. Money, people, and opportunity are drawn by the magnetic force of your assumption. You are a living magnet, constantly attracting that which matches your vibration. Change your inner feeling, and you change your entire world. Now, as you hear these words, let them awaken in you the realization that nothing is impossible. You have within you the power that creates worlds. You can summon riches, love, health, and happiness by aligning your inner vision with your desire. No one can give it to you, for it is already yours. The secret is simple, so simple that it is overlooked by most. Feel it real, assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and rest in that knowing. Live in the end, and the end will manifest. This is not theory, it is law. Let this be the turning point in your life. Refuse to look at yourself as one striving to become successful. See yourself already there, standing in the light of your fulfilled desire. From that moment on, every event will conspire to make it visible. You do not need to wait for the world to change. The change must begin within you. Wealth and success are not things to be gained, but states to be assumed. Once assumed, the whole universe moves to reflect them back to you. Therefore, begin now, close your eyes, enter the silence, and claim within yourself, I am wealthy, I am successful, I am fulfilled. Feel it with such conviction that you no longer seek it outside yourself, and when you rise, walk as though the world already knows it to be true. For when you believe in your inner reality more than the outer appearance, the outer must bow to the inner. It is law, unchanging, eternal, and sure. You are the source of all creation. You are the dreamer dreaming the dream. And when you awaken to the truth that imagination creates reality, you will know the hidden technique was never hidden at all. It was waiting quietly within you. The mind is the workshop of all creation. The unseen world within you is the cause. The outer world is only the effect. To attempt to change the effect without altering the cause is to labor in vain. The man who seeks wealth through outer struggle alone is like one trying to move his reflection in a mirror by touching the glass. He must instead move himself, for the image will always follow the reality behind it. Your outer life is only a mirror reflecting the inner movements of your imagination. To know this is to possess the key to all manifestation. You cannot see wealth until you feel wealth. You cannot live in abundance while you are inwardly conscious of lack. The law is absolute. You become what you feel yourself to be, and when that feeling becomes dominant, the world must obey. It is not by effort that you attract wealth, but by consciousness. It is not the striving of the hands, but the assumption of the mind that draws riches to you. The invisible creates the visible. The formless gives birth to form. You must first claim it in imagination before you can hold it in your hands. The act of claiming within is the act of creation itself. You have believed for too long that imagination is daydreaming, a fanciful escape from reality. Yet imagination is the only reality. The world you see is nothing but the condensation of your past imaginal acts. Every conversation, every circumstance, every so-called accident is the result of some earlier unseen assumption. You have been imagining every moment of your life, whether you knew it or not. Now you are invited to do it consciously, to imagine deliberately, with purpose, with feeling, with confidence. This is the hidden technique. To see within yourself a scene which implies your desire fulfilled, feel its reality, and to persist in that inner knowing until it becomes fact. Suppose you wish to attract great wealth. Sit quietly and close your eyes. Forget for a moment the outer world. Let the noise of reasoning subside. Now imagine yourself in possession of what you desire. Do not merely see it. Feel it. Feel the weight of the money in your hand, the freedom of having it, the relief, the joy, the gratitude. Let that feeling take possession of you so fully that you no longer feel separate from it. Then gently open your eyes and go about your day, knowing that the world must rearrange itself to make that feeling manifest. You may not see immediate change, but the change has already begun. The seed has been planted, and the invisible power of your imagination is now forming circumstances that will bring it into view. The delay is not denial, it is gestation. The unseen must first take root before it appears to the senses. Do not disturb the seed by digging it up to see if it grows. Leave it alone in quiet faith, knowing that it must unfold according to the law of consciousness. When you assume a state, you do not need to repeat affirmations like a machine. You only need to enter into the feeling of that state and rest in it. Words are useful only if they awaken the feeling within you. It is not the repetition of words, but the acceptance of the feeling that brings results. Feel yourself to be wealthy. Feel yourself to be successful. Feel yourself to be admired, loved, and respected. Feel it until it becomes natural. Then rest, for it is finished. The world around you is yourself pushed out. Every man and woman in your life is playing a role you have assigned through your inner assumptions. If you assume that people are unkind, you will meet cruelty everywhere. If you assume that money is scarce, you will see scarcity. But if you assume that wealth flows easily, that success greets you naturally, that life is friendly to your purpose, then the entire universe must echo that belief. When you truly understand this, you stop blaming others. You stop envying, comparing, or competing. You realize that everything is within you. The wealth you seek is already yours, waiting for your recognition. You are not a beggar, you are the source. Every man who has ever achieved greatness has known this truth, even if unconsciously. He has walked with an inward certainty, a quiet conviction that he is already what he desires to be. That conviction magnetized circumstances, opened doors, and drew wealth to him as naturally as breath. The secret was not in his education, background, or luck, but in his inner assumption. To instantly attract success, you must feel successful now, not tomorrow, not someday. Now, feel it with such conviction that failure becomes impossible. When you feel successful, you begin to act in harmony with that feeling. Your tone of voice changes, your posture changes, your decisions change, you radiate confidence, and others feel it. The world mirrors it back through new opportunities and unexpected favor. Do not wait for evidence before you feel it. Evidence appears after the feeling, never before. The law works from within outward, not the other way around. Those who wait for proof wait forever. But those who dare to feel the end as real, bring the end into existence. Imagination is not limited by reason. It transcends logic, defies circumstance, and rewrites the past. You can revise any event that ever occurred by reimagining it as you wish it had been. This act of revision changes your inner state and therefore your future. When you imagine a past event differently and persist in that new picture, your subconscious mind accepts it as truth, and the outer world adjusts accordingly. What seemed fixed becomes fluid. What seemed lost returns. What seemed impossible dissolves before your faith. The wealth you wish for may not come through the path you expect. The law chooses the easiest and most natural route to fulfillment. You need not plan it, control it, or worry over it. Simply hold fast to your feeling of being already supplied, and life will find the perfect way to bring it forth. It may appear as a promotion, a business idea, a gift, or even a sudden realization that frees you from limitation. But one thing is certain, it will come, for your feeling is the magnet that draws it. Many live their lives in a cycle of desire and doubt. They desire riches but fear poverty. They imagine success but dwell in failure. They pray for abundance but think in terms of lack. And so they live in contradiction, never allowing the law to work freely. You must make your inner world single. Single in focus, single in faith, single in assumption. A divided mind cannot stand. The moment you become inwardly unified, when your thoughts, words, and feelings agree, manifestation becomes instant. When you assume the feeling of wealth and success, it is not arrogance, it is faith, it is the acknowledgement of your creative power. You are not deceiving yourself, you are declaring truth. You are saying, I and my desire are one. I am what I seek. And in that union the miracle is conceived. Every great transformation begins in silence. Withdraw from the noise of the world. Enter your inner temple, the sanctuary of imagination. There in stillness, feel yourself to be what you long to be. Do not struggle, simply allow it. The moment you feel it real, creation is finished. When the mind is quiet and the heart is full of belief, manifestation is immediate. You may not see the physical evidence at once, but inwardly you know it is done. And that knowing becomes the seed of outer change. The world must respond to the vibration of certainty. Understand this. Your assumption need not be public. No one needs to know what you are imagining. Keep it sacred. Let the outer world think what it will. They are only responding to your past assumptions. Soon they will see the new one. The time will come when your imagination will so solidify into fact that even the most skeptical will call it luck or miracle. But you will know that it was law. Do not measure your progress by appearances. Appearances can be deceiving. Trust the unseen. You are building in the invisible realm, and what you build there must one day appear here. The outer delay is the polishing of the form. The fulfillment is inevitable. Whenever you feel discouraged, remind yourself that you are the creator, not the creation. The creation is the effect. The creator is your imagination. Nothing is too large for it holds galaxies within. You can as easily imagine a fortune as a coin, a mansion as a room, success as failure. The same effort produces different results depending on your assumption. Life will always mirror your belief. If you believe that wealth requires struggle, struggle will accompany you. If you believe that riches come through ease, ease will attend you. Change your belief, and you change your life. You have within you a power that never sleeps, never tires, never questions. It obeys the impression of your mind. You impress it through feeling, not through forced effort, but through inner acceptance. When you accept something as real emotionally, that impression is sealed upon the subconscious, and it must express. Do not ask when or how. The when belongs to time, but creation is timeless. The how belongs to the world of cause and effect, but you operate from the world of imagination, where all causes begin. Simply remain faithful to your feeling of fulfillment. The law will take care of the details. This power does not discriminate. It gives to every man according to his belief. The poor man imagines poverty and receives poverty. The rich man imagines wealth and receives wealth. It is not fate, but faith, that determines the difference. You may say, but I have imagined wealth before and nothing happened. If that is so, it is because your assumption was weak, fleeting, or contradicted by doubt. The subconscious mind accepts only what feels natural. If you imagine wealth while feeling unworthy of it, your feeling of unworthiness cancels your assumption. You must first assume worthiness, the right to be wealthy, to be happy, to be free. That feeling opens the door for all else to enter. You are not a servant of circumstance. You are the master of it. You are not here to bow before life. Life bows before you. The only limit is the one you place upon yourself by belief. Let your imagination be disciplined. Do not indulge in fears, for fear is also imagination. Every fearful thought is a seed, and if watered by attention, it too will grow. Guard your inner world as you would guard a garden. Remove the weeds of doubt and plant only that which you wish to see blossom. Every night, as you drift into sleep, imagine the world as you wish it to be. Feel the joy of fulfillment. Let that feeling carry you into the depths of rest. Your subconscious mind, unguarded by reason in those moments before sleep, will receive the impression and bring it to pass. When you wake, begin the day in gratitude. Gratitude is the voice of abundance. It affirms that you already have, even before the evidence appears. To say thank you for unseen blessings is to declare your faith in their reality. Gratitude keeps your inner vibration aligned with wealth and success. Be patient with yourself. The old states of consciousness may try to reassert themselves, but you are no longer their slave. Each time an old thought arises, gently replace it with your new assumption. Do not fight the darkness. Light the candle of faith. Wealth is not a number in a bank account. It is the feeling of sufficiency. When you feel abundant, opportunities multiply. Success is not recognition from others. It is the awareness that you are fulfilling your divine power to create. Your imagination is not limited by past failures. The past is dead except for the life you give it through memory. You can revise it now in this instant and set yourself free. Imagine your past as a glorious foundation, not a chain. Reimagine every failure as preparation, every delay as alignment, every rejection as redirection. When you revise your inner story, your outer world must follow suit. If the world seems against you, remember, it is your former self reflected. Smile at it, for it is evidence that you have moved within. Do not resist the old reflection. Let it fade naturally as the new one emerges. Every breath you take, every thought you think, every feeling you dwell upon is shaping tomorrow. Nothing is wasted. Every moment is a seed, and you are the gardener of eternity. Now imagine the life you would live if there were no limits. No fear, no doubt, no delay. Imagine yourself surrounded by beauty, comfort, freedom. Feel the satisfaction of having mastered your mind and therefore your destiny. That feeling, if sustained, becomes your new reality. You may not know what steps to take, but once your inner assumption is fixed, the outer steps will appear naturally. You will be moved by inspiration, guided by intuition, drawn to the right place at the right time. You will not need to force anything. Life will flow with you, not against you. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different levels. Your thoughts and emotions determine your frequency. When you dwell in the feeling of abundance, you rise to a level where abundance exists. When you dwell in fear or lack, you sink to that level. The hidden technique is to remain steadfast in the high vibration of fulfilled desire, regardless of appearances. When you master this, you walk through life in quiet authority. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer doubt, you no longer plead. You command, not by arrogance but by understanding. This is the way of all who have awakened to their creative power. The instant you feel yourself to be what you wish to be, your invisible world shifts, and all that is necessary to externalize that state begins to unfold. Let this truth sink deeply into your heart. You are not waiting for wealth to appear. Wealth is waiting for you to awaken. The outer world is only your servant, waiting faithfully for your command. You give that command not with words but with feeling, the feeling that it is already done. Cease the restless search, the struggle, the hoping and the doubting. Stand still and know that all you could ever desire already exists within you, awaiting recognition. The power that breathes worlds into being dwells in your imagination, and it will clothe your assumption with form the moment you believe. Dare, then, to claim the greatness that is yours by divine right. Speak silently within yourself. I am wealthy, I am successful, I am free. Feel those words as truth, not as wish. Let that feeling fill your entire being until you cannot separate yourself from it. And as surely as night follows day, the outer world will reflect your new awareness. Do not look to men, to chance, or to circumstance for your supply. Look only within. The treasure is buried not in distant lands, but in the depths of your own consciousness. There, in the stillness, you will find the limitless gold of imagination. And whoever discovers that gold will never know poverty again. This is the eternal secret. To assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live as though it were already true. Every miracle that has ever occurred, every success story ever told, every life transformed, has begun with this inner awakening. You are the dreamer and the dream. You are the author and the story. You are the cause and the effect. The moment you accept this truth and begin to live from it, the impossible becomes natural, and the unseen becomes seen. So tonight, as you close your eyes, do not see yourself as one seeking wealth. See yourself as one who has found it. Do not see yourself as striving for success. See yourself as success made manifest. And when you rise, walk in quiet certainty, knowing that what you have claimed within is already yours, for the law never fails. Feeling is the secret, imagination is the only reality, and the moment you dare to live from the end, to feel yourself already in possession of your desire, you have set in motion the eternal power that cannot return void. Stand firm in that truth, and the riches of heaven and earth will rush to greet you, not as a reward, but as a reflection of who you have chosen to be. You are the source, you are the power, you are the wealth you seek. Believe it, feel it, and let it be so.